Getting your retirement savings target wrong can cost substantially in unnecessary sacrifice or leave you financially stressed. And many people make this calculation error without even realizing it. If you're 55 or older, approaching or already in retirement, you've likely wondered exactly how much you really need saved to feel confident. My name is Patrick Shope, and I'm the founder of Shope and Associates. Today, I'm going to walk you through two proven methods for calculating your retirement savings target, a simple starting point, and the key details that make all the difference. Here's what you'll walk away with: a clear formula to estimate your baseline savings need, plus the three critical factors that most people overlook when planning their retirement income strategy. The biggest challenge in retirement planning isn't market volatility or tax changes. It's finding the sweet spot between two costly mistakes. Undersaving leaves you financially vulnerable and stressed about money when you should be enjoying retirement. Oversaving means you sacrifice decades of your current life unnecessarily, working extra years and living below your means when you could probably afford to retire. The goal is finding that just right balance where you can live well now while managing your future. Let me start with method number one, the simple back of the napkin calculation that gives you a baseline number in four straightforward steps. Step one is calculating your retirement income gap. Take your estimated annual expenses in retirement and subtract your guaranteed income sources, things like your Social Security and your pensions. The remaining amount is what your portfolio needs to generate each year. For our hypothetical example, let's say Robert expects $120,000 in annual expenses, but will receive $36,000 from Social Security. His income gap is $84,000 that his investments must cover. Step two involves applying a withdrawal rate. The traditional 4% rule has recently been updated to 4.7% by William Bengen. He's the original mind behind the 4% rule. It's based on more in depth analysis, though many financial professionals now suggest still starting with the 4% for conservative planning. Divide your income gap by your withdrawal rate to find your total portfolio target. Using our example, $84,000 divided by 4% equals $2.1 million needed in total retirement savings. Step three requires projecting your current savings growth. Calculate what your existing retirement accounts might grow to by retirement, even without new contributions. So if Robert has $800,000 today and expects a 6% annual return over the next 10 years, he'd have roughly 1.4 million when he gets to retirement. Step four reveals your savings shortfall. Compare your portfolio target from step number two with your projected savings from step number three. Robert needs $2.1 million, but projects $1.4 million, leaving a $700,000 gap to fill through continued savings. This simple calculation gives you a starting target, but here's the thing: it's incomplete. Before we go deeper, if you're finding this kind of information helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us reach more people planning their retirement, and it ensures you don't miss future content that could save you thousands in planning mistakes. The simple method leaves out critical real-world factors that can dramatically change your numbers. What about taxes on your withdrawals? Do you really spend the same amount every single year? What happens if you need expensive long-term care? That brings us to method number two, factoring in the key details that separate a rough estimate from a confident plan. Factor number one is the tax impact, and this is huge. There's a massive difference between needing $80,000 from a traditional 401k versus a Roth IRA. With a traditional account, you'll pay ordinary income taxes on every withdrawal. If you're in a 22% tax bracket And keeping the math simple, you would need to withdraw over $100,000 to net that $80,000 after taxes. But with the Roth IRA, that $80,000 that you withdraw is completely tax free. Most retirees have a mix of pre tax and tax free accounts. The tax efficiency of your withdrawal strategy can easily change your required savings goal significantly. Factor two addresses the reality of retirement spending patterns. Your expenses won't remain flat for 30 years. Financial planners often reference the go go, the slow go, and the no go years of retirement. In your early active retirement years, you might spend more on travel and hobbies. During your middle retirement years, spending typically decreases as you become more sedentary. And then finally, your spending may increase again later for healthcare needs. Understanding these spending curves helps you plan more accurately than just assuming constant expenses throughout retirement. Factor three involves planning for major healthcare costs. Medical expenses are practically impossible to predict, and some are exponentially more costly than others. A significant health event or need for long-term care can easily cost 100,000 to 300,000 or more. This isn't about routine healthcare covered by Medicare. It's about the potential for major expenses that could derail an otherwise solid plan. Now, you might be wondering why this level of detail matters when the simple calculation seems so straightforward. Here's the reality: getting these factors wrong doesn't just adjust your number by a few percentage points, it can change your required savings by 20% to 40% or more. Let's revisit our hypothetical client, Robert. His simple calculations suggest needing $2.1 million. But when we factor in that most of his savings are in traditional 401k accounts, his actual withdrawal needs to be increased significantly due to taxes. When we account for higher spending in his early retirement years and build in a buffer for potential healthcare costs, his true target might be closer to $2.6 million. That's a $500,000 difference from his initial calculation. Exactly the kind of gaps that can leave someone either working years longer than necessary or facing financial stress in retirement. Here's what this means for your planning. The simple four-step calculation gives you a valuable starting point and helps you understand the basic framework. But refining your plan with these critical details and more gives true confidence in your number. The difference between a rough estimate and a comprehensive plan isn't just academic, it's the difference between uncertainty and confidence about your financial future. The rough estimate keeps you guessing. A comprehensive plan gives you a clear number and a path along with confidence to live without money anxiety. If you want to dive deeper into your specific situation, I would encourage you to subscribe to our newsletter where we share more detailed retirement planning insights, or consider scheduling a conversation with our team to analyze your complete picture. Remember, retirement planning isn't about finding the perfect number, it's about finding your number, the one that lets you sleep well at night, knowing you've balanced living well today with managing your tomorrow. Again, this is Patrick Shope, and I'll see you in the next one.